Start the session. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Annado Sri Jagannatha Madguru Sri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarvabhutatma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. The only Guru of three religions, Sutraita Theram originator, sensational writer, Hindu virtue donor, the Emperor of Spiritual Kingdom, Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwarlu. We are learning Traitatiram Bhagavadgeetha, interpreted by Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwarlu. We are learning prologue, introduction to Bhagavad Gita, written by Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwarlu. Last week we learned about the theorems which came out with the influence of Maya. Those theorems or doctrines are Dvaita and Advaita. Dvaita theorem says that without the roots there is a tree on the earth. Advaita theorem says that without a tree and earth there is a tree on the there is a tree. So that's what they are saying. Both the theorems missed the main thing, roots, and these theorems are invented by the so-called human being gurus, and these two theorems are rejected by two slokams in the Bhagavad Gita Purushottama Prapti Yogam 16 and 17 slokams. Since those two slokams are talking about three souls, but these two theorems did not explain about the three souls at all. So in this context, so we came to know about the Traitam. Traitam really explains about the three souls, and according to the Traitam, Bhagavad Gita is there. According to Bhagavad Gita, Traitam is there. In the Bhagavad Gita, Traitam itself was taught by Lord Krishna itself. So we need to get some introduction about the Traita theorem here itself. After that, we'll move forward and continue learning it. So Advaitam is saying about except absolute soul there is nothing. Dvaitam says that there exists absolute soul and mortal soul. That's all. The Traitam says that between absolute soul and mortal soul, immortal soul is there. So it completely describes about there is a tree, it has roots, and it is on the earth. Three things are covered in Traita theorem itself. So the roots which are very much significant to the tree on the earth. Similarly, the immortal soul is very much significant, which is in the middle of Paramatma and Jivatma. That is absolute soul and mortal soul. Paramatma is omnipresent, he is spread everywhere. Immortal soul is spread inside the body itself. The mortal soul is placed at only one place in our body itself. So that way the mortal soul is living like that. So if there are no roots to a tree on the earth, it cannot survive. Similarly, if there is no immortal soul, the mortal soul cannot survive at all. So wherever you see the tree, that tree will have definitely roots integrated to the tree, and it's inside the earth itself, and it is becoming the main base for the survival of the tree itself. Similarly, in the body where absolute soul is also there, since absolute soul is spread everywhere inside the body and outside the body, so inside the body immortal soul is there, that is directly integrated with the mortal soul in order to survive the mortal soul, in order to make this mortal soul to survive. In the Jagati means the living entity which is having absolute soul, immortal soul and mortal soul. So without that there is no spirituality at all. By explaining this matter in Bhagavad Gita Purushottama Prapti Yogam chapter, God said about mortal soul, immortal soul, absolute soul as Kshara, Akshara, Purushottama. So both mortal soul and immortal soul are embodied inside the body itself. Beyond them, the absolute soul is also present inside the body and outside the body. So he is called Purushottama. That's how Bhagavad Gita explains. So he taught this matter with his words as part of the Brahma Vidya, that's a super science. So in order to know more about, in order to know and in order to remember always, God printed 3 lines in our hand, in our palm itself, to represent mortal soul, immortal soul and absolute soul. If you look at every human being's palm, they will have 3 lines printed on their palm itself. 2 lines which are below, they are together. They are together each other. But 1 line which is special line, it is above the 2 lines. The above 1 line which is special, that represents the absolute soul. Below 2 lines represent the mortal soul and immortal soul both. Though the so-called gurus who got very popular, they could not grasp this matter. That means you can expect how much influence of Maya is there on them. So in order to make every human being know about 3 souls, in the beginning itself, when God created human beings, He printed 3 souls matter on the palm itself. Though He said in the words, in the form of words at the end of Dwapara Yugam, though He taught to us about 3 souls in the Bhagavad Gita, and He printed the matter in the beginning of the creation itself, man is not able to recognize that, not grasping that. So our ancient elders, what they did to show how the Purusha looks like, they created one form of linga, and they installed in a temple in ancient days. They put 3 sacred white lines on that, as told in the Bhagavad Gita, to tell that God is in 3 parts. They put 3 lines over there to convey 3 souls matter over there. So they put that in Ishvara temple in ancient days. So after some time, what happened? All dharmas became adharmas. So the Ishvara temple finally became the Shiva temple. There the deity will have snakes around his neck. The meaning of Ishvara is completely gone. The meaning of Ishvara is a Lord. And it became like Ishvara means Shankara. That is a different meaning. In the beginning, when our elders established the linga structure and all, so the meaning was never changed at that time. It was very, very much pure. So when time passed, so beside the linga, the the demigod Parvati came over there. In front of that linga, they established Nandi, which is called bull over there. So by this way, all the Ishvara temples converted into Shankara temples. Finally, it became temple of Shaivas. Temples of Shaivas. So, though the meaning of three sacred white lines got changed, our elders again they thought that in order to keep the three lines which are representing three souls permanent, what they said, they put one tradition, one condition. Everybody, whoever gets up early in the morning, they should look at their palm and see the three lines which are representing three souls, like that they said. So why they put like that? Because they thought that after some point of time, somebody may think about that, why these three lines should know about why it's printed on my palm like that. So the palm which contains three lines, that tells about Traita theorem. Though the people follow their own separate religion, but everybody got these three lines. That means Absolute Soul printed this one thinking that he is in my he is in my religion itself. He thought that way. The three lines on the palm which are printed by the God, they represent about three souls. So these three souls are called Traitam. Traitam means three souls. Traita theorem Bhagavadgeetha, which talks about Traitam itself. So Traita theorem will tell about the three souls. Some people who are going to read about the books which are from Traita theorem itself, it may look new or strange for them, but there are three souls. But there are three souls in our body. We should know about all the three souls. Traita theorem talks about them only. So, in order to understand well, we must read Introduction to Gita itself. Why we need to read that? If you want to talk to a new stranger, you can't directly talk to him and you can't mingle with him and share your ideas, thoughts, and you can't do well conversation with him. If there is a mediator, based on mediator's intelligence, if he introduces us with a stranger and giving a little introduction about that person, what he does and what those kind of things, then we will come to one idea and we will grasp some matter. Then we will start talking to the stranger, a new person. Similarly, in order to understand the summary of Traita theorem Bhagavad-Gita, first we need to read the introduction to Gita. This is mediator. The Gita Parichayam is the mediator in order to start reading the Traita theorem Bhagavad-Gita. So once you complete reading the Traita theorem Bhagavad-Gita, Gita Parichayam, the introduction to Gita, then you can understand entire Bhagavad Gita, Traita theorem Bhagavad Gita in a new way. So it will make you understand well about Traitam, and it will let you know what is the Traitam. So Swami is telling that after you complete reading Gita Parichayam, then start reading Traita theorem Bhagavad Gita, which is interpreted by us, he is saying. That is his wish. Let us all start learning Traita theorem Bhagavad Gita. Before that, Let us read Gita Parichayam thoroughly from start to the end. Here we have completed the Gita Parichayam, introduction to Bhagavad Gita. From next week onwards, we'll start learning Sankhya Yogam. Let us do Mangala Prarthana and end the session. Om Mangalam Gurudevaya Mahaniya Prabodhatmane Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Sadhurupaya Mangalam. Prabodhatmanam to everyone.